Well, my big brother, Dr. Bawumia, had been on a campaign trail, and he had said that he championed 33 policies, and John Mahama had championed 0. And I felt scandalized.
Why?
Randy, very basic understanding of governance of our country and the development of our budget. The budget, our own budget, is called Economic Policy and Financial Statement. It is not said, it's not mentioned that for fun. That when we debate the budget, we first debate the economic policy, after which we approve in whole. Then we consider the estimates and the appropriation. So there can never be a budget without a policy. So for a vice president, the head of an economic management team, who has been in this country where budgets and policies have been approved in parliament, to suggest that the government at that time didn't have a policy is very problematic. And I said, this man doesn't really understand what policy is about. Policy is not English. Policy is documented evidence which is captured in the Hansard of Parliament. And for somebody like that to suggest that a government ran without a policy was very problematic. But I wanted to remind you.
Maybe he was referring to specific initiatives.
They are in the budget. The fact that you ignorantly didn't read it is not my problem. But for you to suggest that a government could run without policies and be called the head of the economic management team is problematic. Okay? Was there any year we missed the presentation of a budget in Ghana? Was there any year that economic policy was not approved in Parliament? After which we then approved estimates and appropriation. What was driving those estimates and the appropriation? But then I took time to remind him. You see, policies are not made for their sake. Policies are made in such a way that they must mean something to the economy. You develop policy to improve the economy and not to destroy it. So I wanted to remind him of the policies that he had championed, which led to the collapse of the Ghanaian economy. So what is the use of a policy that collapses your economy? What is the use of a policy that leads to you being unable to pay your debts? What is the use of policy that makes you rated out of the capital market? What is the use of policy when all the rating agencies agree that your economy is beyond recognition?
The policies you refer to are not one of the 33 that the vice president refers to.
Or he wants us to now go and be discussing those policies that really don't put anything on our table.
He was specific.
Ghana card.
No, he was specific.
Ghana card. You want to force us to discuss digitalization. When you told us before you came, you played a tape here. When the president was coming, he said you are the champion of the economy. And that you are the one who made sure that Kufuor provided one cedi, $1.
As deputy governor.
As the deputy governor. So you should be telling us what is the exchange rate now. That must be your policy orientation. Where you are now running to this Yahoo angle that you want to force us to, that's not where we know you. You see, you are running away from the job they gave you. You came. I gave an analogy the other day. I said, you see, what he's trying to do now is that you are a science teacher. You say you are the best science teacher. So they made you the headmaster of a science school to develop the next generation of scientists. You requested for 6 very good scientists to add to you, who you call your special assistants. They refer to them as economic advisors in his office. 6. Now they put you together.
You mean the vice president has 6 economic advisors?
Exactly.
Okay.
In his office. He doesn't have one on innovation or digitalization. He doesn't even have one. That should tell you the focus of that office. Then you come, teach the science students to pass the science. They keep failing. And when they come to find out, you have been teaching them literature and history. And
Literature and history.
Yeah, you now want us to call that science school a literature and history school. You came and told us you are an economist. As a matter of fact, you don't have the training in anything about innovation and digitalization. Even where you were trained, you asked that they should give you the best economists to work with you. Even where you were trained. Where you were not trained, you didn't ask for anybody. And you went there and failed, but you've brought us to this level where your CD depreciated by 54%. As we speak, your CD is the third or fourth worst performing currency. You are not talking about